apparently Johnny Somali, isn't it funny how he's generated more laughs and better content for people by going to jail than doing anything else in his entire life? This guy has constantly been content just for being functionally fucking retarded.
Oh boy. So we just got out of the Johnny Somali October 29th trial date.
Wow.
It's safe to say he's going to be stuck here for a lot longer. Obviously, Johnny's been facing 8 charges for a while now. 2 deepfake charges, 4 business disruption charges, and 2 misdemeanors.
See, this is what we need to do to everybody here in the United States. Like South Korea, bro, putting this guy, like basically totally fucking crucifying this guy. This is what we need to do to everybody here.
But as we found out in last week's court date, John is suing Yulman for assault with a baton, deepfakes, and stalking. Or, well, technically, he was pressing charges against him.
He's gonna be in Korea for years.
May or may have not happened because we have video of it. So they ended up settling that case, and in the settlement, they both dropped their charges on each other. So Johnny traded 3 charges dropped for 1 with Yulman. And there's no real reason for why that wouldn't be accepted, so we're just gonna assume that one of those deepfake charges are gone, leaving him with 7 charges left and a maximum sentence of roughly 12 years, and a minimum sentence of 2 years. But there's one big problem for him, because they need the streamer by the name of Bong Bong to testify, and to put it lightly, she doesn't care. So today's trial, here's the—
She doesn't even want to testify.
3 characters involved: Johnny, Bong Bong, and Yulman. Johnny needs no introduction anymore, as everyone knows him as the dude who acts like he has a room temperature IQ. He's been harassing people on the street abroad for content for a couple of years now for quote-unquote fame and money.
Why are you bullying people in other countries? For money, like, for clout.
But in reality,
how'd that work out?
He makes less than a minimum wage worker in the state of Georgia and lives in a bed with the last person on earth who barely tolerates him, Hank Yu. Allegedly, Johnny owes him roughly $30,000.
Why would you lend Johnny Somali $30,000? I think at a certain point, that's kind of your fault.
Hank is also currently banned from the United States, but that's just like a whole nother story.
What? Who is this guy?
This whole story, though, is just like the slowest and most dragged out train wreck that makes it very clear to never harass strangers on the street and disrespect people's cultures for your content, as clearly it backfired massively.
See, I don't know. Why can't we do this? Bro, South Korea doing this to him is so good. We need to do this to all kinds of these people.
For the other 2. Yulman, we mentioned in my last video. He's one of the 4 Korean IRL streamers who wanted to make sure Johnny didn't harass more people.
Oh, do you remember whenever Johnny Somali got out of the hospital? And as soon as he got off the hospital grounds, they meet him inside of the hospital, and this guy's waiting. And he just waits until he gets out of the hospital. Boom! Just fucking hits him immediately. Just waiting for him to go outside of the safe zone. Spawn camped, yes.
So they kept tabs on where he was, and when he acted out, they checked him multiple times. But the clip where Johnny ended up running for his life, that was Yulman, who disarmed Hank and chased him around with Hank's baton. And doing so while streaming was incredibly stupid. But then, for some reason, he decided to live stream himself throwing multiple bricks through the courthouse windows during the time.
What the fuck is wrong with you? What are you doing? What a retard. I know. This is insane, isn't it?
So he ended up being tried alongside of 60 other people in an expedited trial and thrown into prison. And this became massive leverage for Johnny, as they ended up settling last week after Johnny pressed charges against Yulman for the incident that we mentioned earlier, as they agreed to drop the charges on each other. Then finally, you have Bong Bong, a Korean streamer who's gained a following in the gutters of the internet, because from everything I've seen of her, something's off. But she decided to stream with Johnny last year. Instantly regretted it, because after the stream, he lied and bragged about them being together and showed the deepfake of them kissing on his stream.
So, okay, so you live stream yourself with Johnny Somali. Immediately you leave. He deepfakes you kissing him and says you guys are dating. Why is it that I instantly believe this?
And what's important is he did so in a very humiliating way. He was like, haha, look at this, look at we did. What we'll later find out is he claims that he didn't do it in a humiliating way, but unfortunately he live streamed himself doing so. So because Johnny yet again is his own star witness against himself,
what an idiot.
It made it very easy for Bong Bong to go to the police station, press charges, and now this is a serious offense in Korea. And because of that one single charge, he's now facing a decade in prison over there. And that's what the trial we're covering today is all about.
But first, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Cooper. Because every year, shoppers miss out on billions of dollars in savings if they had just applied discount codes that are available to the public.
All right, so it's 11:55 in the morning, 29th of October, 2025. We're here in Seoul, South Korea, trying to get in some last-minute electrolytes. I completely forgot my glasses at home, so that's smart. So we're going to be rocking without glasses today. Thankfully, I don't need them that much. We just need some coffee, and we're going to cover this trial, and we'll be fine. Originally, we're supposed to have 3 testimonies today. It was supposed to be Johnny, Hank, and Bong Bong. But as we found out from watching Bong Bong's streams the other night, in quote, she said, "My lawyer told me I don't have to go. I don't care. I don't want to waste my time for Johnny Somali."
Fucking based. Honestly, fucking based. Yeah, there you go.
But then, obviously, someone said, hey, you might have to pay a 5 million won fine, which is roughly like, I think it's like $3,500 or something like that. So then she's
$3,500 to not have to deal with Johnny Somali? Damn, you getting off cheap.
Said, I don't know, maybe should just go, worst case.
Yeah.
Just talk to lawyer. I heard you could submit a reason for your absence. Worst case, we need to get a flight.
This is apparently what she said on stream when she found out it was a bad idea that she traveled to Australia last minute.
The Johnny Somali trial testimony. I don't know. I'm talking to a lawyer, but they didn't answer. Lawyer said that I don't have to, but just in case I will go to airport. I don't know.
Why would you go to Australia then?
I think I don't have to, isn't it? Yeah, I need to pay the fine. If I don't know.
Why are all of the IRL streamers dysfunctional? Why? How did this happen?
There is a paper, like absence paper.
How did this happen?
I can send the absence paper, they said. The fine is 5,000 Australian dollar maximum, I think.
She didn't know she needed to go?
I don't think
I
have to pay that much for that. That's too much.
Okay. Like, it wasn't until after she found out she was committing a crime and could get hit with heavy fines that she realized, oh, this might be a bad idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
This entire case just has a whole group of fascinating people, to put it lightly.
I think they should just put them all in jail. I think, you know, this is it's a pain in the ass for everybody. Let's just get this over with. All in the same cell? Yeah. Yeah, you guys are all going in the same cell. You're going to be in jail for 5 years. We're going to record the whole thing 24/7, and the prison's going to get the money from it, and that's how we're going to pay for you guys being here. All right, have fun.
To court,
yeah, just everybody involved goes to jail.
At 1:51, the prosecutor enters the courtroom. All indications show that the prosecutor is intending to use the massive TV that is
now you get to be a streamer,
there,
and there's TTS.
However, if witness testimony is canceled, that might not happen. And shortly after, the bailiff started talking about calling Hank to see where he is. At 1:57 p.m., they're all setting up the monitor, connecting it to the computer. A second prosecutor is now in the room, making sure the setup is ready. The prosecutor plans to show the video. The bailiff then asks if any witnesses are in the room. And shortly after, Johnny's lawyer peeks into the courtroom just like last time, checking if he's here, and then he leaves. So at 1:58 p.m., we find out that Youngman is actually in the building. So that's showing us that there's going to be a testimonial from him, even though they settled. At 1:59 p.m., Johnny and Hank and the lawyers enter the court and sit at the front row. Both are wearing black suits, and Johnny is carrying a smoothie.
Hey, at least he's not dressed up as the KKK anymore. He tried to show up because he wanted to go to his first court hearing dressed up as the KKK. And, you know, I think now at this point he's realized that they don't think that's as funny as he does. Either. Yeah.
The lawyer is consulting with the interpreter. And this time, we also noticed that Korean press is here. Last time, they didn't show up.
Keep in mind that, remember what I've always said about, like, whenever there are actual consequences for things and you don't just let people fuck around, you will immediately see changes in behavior. This is exactly what I was talking about. This guy who was this uncontrollable wild animal is now walking in there on time in the morning in a suit, and he's being normal. And do you know why? It's because if he doesn't, he's cooked. That's the reason why. It's actually so easy to get people to do stuff. It is. All you have to do is you just provide an incentive that's worse than what they're getting out of being wrong.
Johnny carries a backpack and an empty Starbucks cup. At 2:03 p.m., Ramsey pulls out a pile of documents from his backpack. The lawyer is submitting his written opinion on evidence. This is basically just his argument for his innocence.
Yeah.
And the judge receives it and glances at it. Because yesterday, the defense counsel submitted his opinion regarding the settlement. The judge asked the lawyer about the evidence, and the lawyer says the only new addition to the evidence is the settlement with Youngman. The defendant denies charges of deepfake, saying there was no intent. He also claims that the materials...
What do you mean there's no intent? He did it.
...not be used as
what do you
humiliation. He admits the distribution, but denies that it can cause harm in the form of shame. The prosecutor then submits evidence.
No, what do you mean? Like, if you post a photo of you doing something sexual with another person, that absolutely could be used to shame somebody. What are you even talking about?
Then at 2:11 p.m., the first witness, Youngman, is going to take the stand. Youngman chose to make his testimony private, so we won't be hearing his testimony.
What a surprise.
Hank apparently will also give a private testimony, and the courtroom has been cleared. We're all waiting outside at this point. Everyone left the courtroom, and this kind of left Hank hanging, like right outside the court door, and it seems like he requested to be put back into witness protection, which was kind of odd, because, I mean, no one even went up to him. No one was trying to, like, clip farm him. I see no point in trying to clip farm Hank. Our speculations is Youngman is likely going to give a pretty neutral testimony that will neither help nor hurt Johnny, and we later found out that Youngman is not the one who requested the private testimony, that it was actually the judge's decision. At 3:51 p.m., the courtroom is reopened to the public, and the testimony lasted approximately 1 hour and 40 minutes. The lawyer makes the 30-minute argument.
Doesn't matter on deepfake because it's a crime in Korea. Fact is, all we did is what matters. Yeah, but like doing it probably with an intent to embarrass somebody makes the charge worse. That's what I'm assuming probably happens because like that's the way that almost all laws are.
So he just denies the whole claim, but he's already pleaded guilty to that charge. So it doesn't make sense why they're trying to negate it right now. The lawyer then also said that, hey, the Lotte World charges of the whole child harassment, that was dropped. So that should be taken into consideration as well, according to the attorney of Johnny. So Johnny's attorney is trying to paint him out as innocent because that charge was dropped.
I don't know why they don't just play the videos. Like, do they have juries over there? Why don't they just play the videos of Johnny Somali, you know, trying to like have the comfort Korean girls give him a job, the statues, and then have him just crashing out at that 7-Eleven there and like just spilling water all over himself and then yelling at people and then just like throwing his food on the floor. Like, just play that video and then be like, all right, guys, what do you think? 10 or 20? Yeah, I feel like that's it. It's that simple.
They scheduled the next hearing for February 11, 2026. And then Johnny, before the court could leave, he stands up and asks the judge if he can do an expedited trial. And he wants essentially a speedy trial since he has family and obligations in America. And the judge immediately refused Johnny's request. So after the trial, I asked Johnny what his strategy was with all this, because all of this does not make sense. I don't understand why he's out here uploading videos of him actively harassing people in South Korea while he's currently on trial. But
he's still uploading more videos harassing people, and he's on trial for harassing people? This has to stop. This is crazy. They have to get rid of this guy. They have to put him in jail.
I don't want to give him an interview, as he's already been interviewed a bunch. People know his story. They don't care about what he has to say. They just want to see the trial outcome. So I asked him to his face, like, why is he uploading videos on YouTube of him being disrespectful in Korea while he's in trial? But instead of giving me a straight answer, he just lashed out at me and insulted my family.
I fuck your mother. I fuck your... your family sucks. You, man.
He was having an awful day and was trying to get some sort of reaction out of me. So hopefully he enjoys his extended stay out here in Korea, as his next trial date is out in February. So Merry Christmas. He's out here.
3 months. 3 months he's locked in.
But I asked one of my legal connections why he wasn't eligible for the expedited trial, and this was his response. So he said these would normally be reserved for simple and straightforward cases in which the defendant pleads guilty. Johnny didn't plead guilty to all charges. He's trying to fight this, so that makes the whole process take infinitely longer. A vast majority of these cases are also where the defendant is caught red-handed in the act, witnessed by police, and is arrested on the spot, and obviously is pleading guilty. But also, high-profile, high-stake cases, such as these right here, could also be expedited. For example, Youngman's trial was expedited because he was one of the people who decided to throw a few bricks through the courthouse windows.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty easy one to go with. Like, did you throw these bricks? You didn't? Okay, what about the video with you throwing the bricks? Okay, so you did do it. All right, well, that's pretty fucking easy. Yep.
Along with the 62 others were actually charged. I don't know if 62 other people actually threw bricks through the courthouse window, but 62 people were charged in that case. And for that case, both of the above reasons applied, so it was easy to get an expedited trial for that. The riot took place in January and the trial started in March, and on August 1st, he was convicted.
Isn't it crazy how stupid some of these people are? I mean, like, I really have to sit back and really admire how just absolutely fucking retarded they are. They have like no sense of self-preservation, no sense of rationality at all. It's like watching, like, it's like, what would it be like if you put a horse on trial? I think this is about it.
There were multiple court dates. Furthermore, the decision to expedite a case is determined by a committee before the trial starts, and the case number assigned, because expedited trials have a designated code attached to the case number. Expedited trials also require a panel of judges for fairness rather than one judge presiding over a case. And once a trial begins, it cannot be converted to an expedited trial. That is why they carefully make this determination before assigning the case number.
So he's basically fucked.
So Johnny will now be stuck here for a while, and if Bong Bong doesn't show up for the next trial, it can be delayed for another 3 months. And
so wait a minute. So this girl, can I pay her to not show up so he's stuck in South Korea for 3 more months? I'll pay the fine. Yeah, bro, like, if it means that we can have him stuck in there for 3 more months, bro, like, that sounds like such a good use of money. That might be illegal, is it? Oh, no.
And the judge, in response to Johnny's trial expedition request, was that other foreigner trials have been going on for over 2 years, and that he's not special, so he too will just have to wait. So, I mean, this is just one massive warning to never harass innocent people on the street and disrespect people's culture.
Yeah, don't go to random countries and start harassing people and cause problems, because if you do that, you might end up in jail. Isn't that crazy? Wow, guys. Who could have expected that?
Clearly, it is not worth it, and Johnny is in the process of very slowly finding out.
Also, happy Halloween. My son has me dressed up as a World War I fighter pilot, because he's also a little pilot himself. And I also wanted to quickly say, this is basically your last chance to get the limited edition Matt City Halloween collection, which is on matt.city, and also the court sketch print from the first time we went to the Johnny Somali trial. Both of those links will be in the top pinned comment, and they will be gone forever in just a few days, so if you want them, you can get them now. But other than that, thank you guys so much for the support. I'm now finally back home again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, because we're just locking back in, continuing daily content.
So hey, subscribe if you're new, drop a like on this video if you want me to travel back out to South Korea again, and thank you so much to Cooper for sponsoring this video, as you can check them out at the top of the description down below, and start saving your money on your online shopping today. But other than that, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.
Oh, boy. I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what to say. This is it. He dodged it. Was it? Yeah, bro, this guy is so stupid. How can you be that fucking dumb? And like, the thing is that whenever you go back and you look at this, so Johnny Somali, and asking him, I think that's a pretty reasonable question. Why is it that you're harassing people while you're on trial for harassing people? Don't you think that's going to make your trial bad? But no, apparently not. I don't know what's wrong with this guy, but he's just a fucking idiot. I am shocked at how dumb some of these people are, man. I really am. This guy...